everybody, I'm Christina and I want to share the things that are in my at-home yoga space. So the first part to creating an at-home yoga space is to carve out a space that is just for you, that is going to feel that when you arrive there, it is your space to be alone. Mine is here, right here, and it's also my bedroom. So it transforms into this sacred place when I start doing my yoga or mindfulness, meditation, etc. The second thing that I always make sure of before I start flowing on my yoga mat or doing anything mindful is to make sure that the space is clean. I know that's hard, but just generally sweeping the area prior to flowing, prior to doing anything, making sure that there's not a lot of clutter around, or else that clutter is going to translate into my mind space. Then I usually always will light a candle. Right? So some sort of candle that smells really good and helps to just make it a nice, warming, calming vibe. Sometimes before I flow or journal, I also burn sage. So burning sage, you can take it a couple of different ways. So you could burn sage clearly for the purity reasons behind it. Many ancient cultures found sage to be very evoking of wisdom and calming and healing. So you could do it for that reason, just bringing your mind into the space, or you could do it in the way that is traditionally seen as like a spiritual cleanse. And this is something that comes from Native Americans of North America. In their rituals, they make it a very sacred space. It's called smudging, and it actually includes more than just sage in what they do. If you're interested in learning more about smudging specifically, then leave a comment so that I know where to take all of this. So I burn sage, I move around my room, I just completely purified the whole space. For me, it's a little bit of a mix of both of those things, the smudging as well as just the mental. Another thing I use in my space are mala beads. Mala beads are sacred to Buddhism and Hinduism. They are also used as a mindfulness tool. There are typically 108 beads on the mala, and you use it to bring intention to your practice or your mindfulness. For each bead, you think of a mantra. A mantra means mind protection, and repeating that mantra over and over again as you move throughout the mala bead and move from, this is actually the starting point, move from the starting point all the way back. You say that mantra 108 times, and it really becomes burned into your mind. I like to use these, not just, sometimes I'll leave them on my yoga mat, just leave them there while I'm flowing. Sometimes I wear my mala beads as well, and I wear them typically when I feel like I need clarity and focus and protection. And it helps. It's a little bit of an anxiety reliever for me as well. As I am feeling anxious or needing any energy, I just will touch the mala bead. Affirmation cards. This can be a card deck. You can get it from anywhere. I have a Gabby Bernstein deck pull, but you can look around for ones that really speak to you. And so what you can do is a card pull, just pulling a card and reading it to yourself, and typically the idea is that whatever one you pulled is the one that you need, and then perhaps leaving this out on your mat while you're flowing to keep yourself reminded of that affirmation. I have started to investigate the phases of the moon and the impact that nature has on me, and specifically the moon. So I do keep a moon calendar. My mom got me this for Christmas. A moon calendar nearby. The moon calendar shows me the different phases of the moon. And again, I don't know too much yet. I'm just starting to learn, but if you want to know more about what I've learned about the moon phases, then leave a comment so that I know where to go with this. So this just helps me connect to nature. Last thing that I have in my yoga space are crystals and stones. I am not an expert in the crystals and stones. It is a way for me, the reason I keep them in the space is because it is a way for me to feel more connected to nature because they are from the earth. If you want to know more about these crystals and stuff, if you want me to teach you about them, then I would do the research. So let me know in the comments if you are interested in what these do for you. And again, if we're talking about any of these practices blending with your own personal beliefs, we just want to remember, or I want to encourage you to think of it as something that is on the earth and we're connecting to it, and we can make that connection with whatever belief system we have. We can meld it all together so that we can all access it. Okay, and then the last thing that I keep in my space is my journal. Always love journaling. Anytime I need it, it's always there. I leave it. I feel free to stop my yoga flow and start journaling if I need to. And this way it's a place for all my thoughts to go. So that is my yoga space. So to review, we talked about having a space that is specific. We talked about cleaning that space prior to doing the yoga flow. Candles help me, maybe essential oils for you. Sage is a possibility. Mala beads you could use. A moon calendar, affirmation cards, crystals, and a journal. So all of these things are awesome things that I have found over the years. When I started, I had a yoga mat, okay? So keep that in mind, but know that there are so many places that you can go with it. If you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments what you're thinking, what you enjoyed, what you'd like to know more of, and subscribe if you want to see what else I come up with, okay?